Hey, listeners. It's your friends Tom and Dee.
Hey, what's going on?
Guys, guess what? When we first started this podcast, we had one simple desire, and that was to be the best. The very best. Like no one ever was. We were going to be on the top of all the charts. We were going to be the greatest podcast. We were going to make it into our career. And guess what? We did it.
Yeah!
All the charts.
Guys, I can't tell you the number of charts that we are just topping and toppling other main contenders.
We did it.
It's out of unbelievable.
Number one, every single chart. The iTunes chart.
The MTV TRL Total Request podcast line.
The iTunes chart.
VH1's Viewer's Choice for Podcasts.
iTunes chart for podcasting.
CNET, iPod, Podcast, Charts Podcast.
Ebony Magazine's #1 podcast.
Maxim Magazine's hottest podcast featuring two dudes.
Urban Smooth, #1 listen to audio thing.
Track and Field's #1 fishing podcast.
You name a list. We shouldn't even mention what number it is, because you can guarantee it's #1. We're in the top of all the fields.
And we could not have done it without each and every one of you.
No, you mean each and every one of us.
Oh, right. Great job, team. We
the
really
listener
knocked it out of the
helped.
park.
They've helped. But it's thanks to us.
Yeah.
You
know what? Great job.
We bought the gear. We did all the work. They didn't do anything.
That's true.
You know what? They had a few days, and they'd really dropped the ball. But luckily, the critics claimed us as the best.
And everyone knows critics are right.
So what happened is, we've moved from our underground space station to the space station still. We didn't leave that. But we moved it to the top building in Manhattan. So
Guys,
everyone can see it.
If you're on Manhattan Island right now, you look up, you might find a space station on top of the something building.
Yeah, that's us, guys. Take a good look at it.
We're on top, baby. And that's where we're staying.
Never coming down. Not after we got on Smooth, Jet, Urban Jet, and Jet magazines.
Also, Inked.
That's a good one. We're on that. Top 1 of podcasts. They only mentioned one.
I know.
It was us.
And it's quite the honor.
They shouldn't have even made a list about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, why would you make a
You
list?
should have just done an article.
Yeah.
They did a list, and it only had one number in it.
No, it's really weird. They did like a little like subset, and like it was like best podcast, like a full-blown bulleted list, but we were the only ones on it.
Yeah, it's not like they even did it twice, so they just had one and then a bullet. It wasn't like 5 us and then 4 us. It was just one.
Yeah.
Because we could never even be listed as 5, 4, 3, or 2.
Yeah.
Only #1, guys.
It's just not in our DNA.
We did it.
It's not what we're programmed to do genetically.
We did it.
Guys, this is what it's like to be at the top.
We did it. You guys don't have to go anywhere else ever again.
You're going to get all your information right here.
This is the one.
SonsOfVidya.
We have
#1.
#1. Like I said, I'm Tom C. That over there is D. Marks.
Hello again.
And since we're on the topic of what is best, today's topic is the top 5 of this generation.
That's right. We're talking PS3s, we're talking Xbox 3s, 60s, and we're talking Wii's.
But guess what, guys? I know this is going to be really disappointing to a lot of people. It doesn't really count for PC exclusives, this list.
It doesn't account for Wii at all.
That's sad, too. And that's not just... It's not because we're some kind of bigots. It's not.
No, we own all the consoles.
I have a pretty powerful gaming computer, and I do like a lot of things. But the issue here is that it's confusing to say this generation and have it refer to PC titles.
Well, also, the thing of it is that this list, the criteria was games that we had fun with. Either we had fun talking about it or actually playing with each other while doing it.
Yeah, and not in the way you're thinking, listener. You're gross.
Get your mind out the gutter.
Seriously. Just one time. We're the best, and you're going to bring us down to that level?
We're the world's most sophisticated podcast, and that's where you're going to take this?
You guys are #1 in being jerks, and you know that's true. You really earned the title. You're on all the lists. You're in Jet and Smooth. I can't remember the name of that channel.
Ebony? Oh, BET.
BET.
Yeah.
I should have remembered. They sent us a nice gift basket about it.
They did. It was full of soaps.
Yeah, well, what else are they going to send? We're a podcast.
Yeah.
They know that we're allergic to all foods.
That's true.
And flowers.
That's why we live in a sterile space station environment.
On top of Manhattan boulevards. It's floating, dudes.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway, no, but yeah, like he was saying, it's top 5 this gen, not necessarily the greatest technical games or achievements.
These are not even like what most consider the best games.
Honestly, it's not. We're not even so confident in the list itself. because we have some debates with ourselves about it.
But we're gonna jump right in.
But we had to make it a conclusive thing.
We're putting the blindfolds on and we're charging straight ahead.
Number 5, we are particularly uneven about. I wanted to say Oblivion here, but I couldn't do it because we had a game we played more.
It's true.
And he wouldn't agree with Oblivion either, guys. He's kind of a jerk.
That's this game. Some people call it Saints Row 2.
Saints Row 2, guys.
It's a great game.
I'm sure you've played it.
Now, a lot of people...
You haven't played it? It's like $4. Go buy it. Except for on PC. Don't buy it on PC. Anyway, sorry.
Thanks. A lot of people, they really gravitate towards the Grand Theft Auto series of steal and kill games. Hijacking automobiles and whatnot and killing poor defenseless hookers. But the simple fact of the matter is that Saints Row 2 is so good just because it doesn't take itself seriously like those other games do.
Don't get me wrong. It could be good seriousness because you get 3, and that's what you might be saying. Why is 3 not above 2?
Oh, because 2 was grounded enough in reality to make it just that believable that made it fun.
No, you had fun in 2, but then your character was a super serious guy.
Yeah. Like he was
played the British guy, which you should.
He was the calm in a center of wackiness all around him.
Yeah, there's a lot of whack.
Yeah.
In that.
A lot of wacky tobacco, if you know what I'm saying.
Actually, there is a lot of drugs in that game.
Yeah, exactly.
The game's great. If you play it, you're most certainly going to have fun. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not terribly difficult, which is
okay,
nice.
Some of the missions are real annoying, and you know it.
Well, there's a difference between annoying and difficult.
Some of them are impossibly difficult.
Well, the Shawnee mission was bad.
Okay, any mission which required a helicopter and helicopter fighting, remember you one hit and you're down.
I don't remember any missions involving helicopters.
Well, then I guess you're not an expert like I am. Because if you did, like, there's a helicopter escort mission. That was just an activity.
Yeah, I didn't do any of those activities.
Oh, well, I completed every single activity in the game.
Why would you?
Because I wanted to complete the game because I really enjoyed it. The issue is some of the things are frustratingly difficult no matter what difficulty you're at. It's not a perfect game, but it's still number 5 because of how much fun it is.
Yeah, I mean, you can't beat the funitude of it.
There's a lot of that.
I mean, this kid, Tom C. over here, he spends hours just doing motorcycle tricks in that game.
It's embarrassing, but I will do it every day if I could. You just grab a Canada and you just drive around. You do sweet flips.
Yeah.
It's one of the best motorcycle flip simulators. We're going to head to number 4 here, and this is something that no one's going to agree with unless you're popular and have friends like we do with each other.
Tom, number 4 is Borderlands.
Borderlands. I know you guys are saying what right now.
I hear the groans. I hear the groans.
You don't even... Because here's the deal. You, listener, you probably played it by yourself, and you heard all the hype. You're like, this game's going to be great.
Maybe you played it online. You're like, oh, I'll get a party of 4 other Mordecais together.
Ugh, makes me sick.
No.
Makes me
That's
sick.
not how you do it, kids.
Disgusting.
What you do, you grab a friend, you grab another controller, you split screen that S.
That is the only way to do it. And the issue here is, like I said, this isn't the best technical games. There's a lot of boring stuff in that game and a lot of repetitiveness. Story's nothing. Who cares? But we had so much fun. We played this game for hundreds of hours.
I can tell you right now, between Tom C. and I, we both finished each class, a full game, at least 3 times.
Yeah.
And that is not an exaggeration.
Imagine that. That's not a short feat.
No. It's not a short game by anyone's, especially with all the DLC that came out with it, a lot of which was really good.
I was going to say that, yeah.
We touched about DLCs last week and how if a DLC is done right, it adds a lot to the game.
Borderlands is just a great example.
Yeah, especially General Knox and Claptrap Revolution. They're both really good DLCs and really worth the money you paid.
They're all really good, except Mad Moxie's Underdome, which don't worry about that one.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Zombie Island.
Okay, you're not anymore, but the first time you played it, you really enjoyed it.
Yeah, but...
We've played it so many times that it gets a little repetitive.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Guys, it's worth the money, especially now that the...
Yeah, the game of the year is only like $20, I think.
I think it's 30, but
yeah.
You can get it on Steam. It's no big deal, but really the way to do it is in a couch with your friend.
Yeah.
Split screen's the way to go. You get to talk, you get to argue about weapons, you get to do all your stuff.
Exactly.
It's great fun.
You just pop a squat right next to your bud.
That's something else. Let's see if you're going to poop.
No, pop a squat is just sitting down.
That's not true.
It definitely is.
We're going to do some research on this. This is going to be
It's the after break callback.
Yeah. You can't tell them that. The issue is the shooting is so solid. And so are the leveling and like.
Yeah,
I can't speak today.
You're always excited to get a new level because the talents either that you get for the first time or are building on are important and add a lot of interesting aspects to the gameplay. Like we really are looking forward to 2, which is coming out later this year in September.
Am I looking forward to that?
Yeah, we're gonna play that a whole bunch.
Yeah, there's you might hear about it.
Yeah,
honestly,
probably will.
It's the way there's so much they can do still to make 2 even better. I'm gonna withhold any sort of joy until I see it though, because there's a lot of ways they can make it worse too.
Tom, who's your guy in Borderlands?
It's Mordecai. Even though another one of these dumb complaints, sniping in that game is just
totally worthless.
It's just unnecessary. I'm a big sniper in almost every game I play because I'm not a team player of sorts. But the issue is
he likes not moving a lot.
Yeah, I don't want to do stuff. But the issue is your sniper rifles primarily should be really strong, and they're not.
Yeah, they're as strong as pistols in that game.
Yeah. If you have a good revolver, it is equally as strong or far better.
Yeah.
In almost every time.
For the record, listeners at home, my favorite is also Mordecai, but I go with Gunslinger with mashers because I'm a pro.
Because he knows what he's doing.
I'm a guy who likes to kill things.
He likes to outclass me and have ridiculously strong guns and kill everybody. Well, I'd be
shoot really fast. Also,
I'd have to require weapons and stuff, but he could just kill them.
Yeah, I could look at him.
That's the difference.
Look at him cross-eyed.
Some things in that game are super late game content that you will never ever see, which I like a lot.
Yeah,
because there's pearlescent rarity weapons, and
which we've only seen once.
Once, guys, you listen to how many times we played it. It was a lot.
Yeah,
they just don't exist. But that's great because it gives you a reason to keep playing it late.
Yeah, you're always hoping.
Trust me, it earned 4. And it could have been higher as far as I'm concerned, fun-wise.
Speaking of gunslinging, that move takes us on to number 3 on the list.
Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption is really one of my favorite games of all time, and I'll tell you why. Once upon a time, children, there was a game released for Xbox 360 and PS2, and that game was called Gun. And Gun was really cool. At the time, it was the absolute best Western game I'd ever played. The only complaint I ever had about it, aside from the absolutely terrible boss fight at the end, was that it was too short. It was maybe a 7-hour game if you really took the time out to do the extra side missions, which I did. Otherwise, it was maybe 4 hours if you really just sat down on an afternoon and did it. That was my only complaint about the game. Red Dead Redemption took everything I loved about the game Gun and made it better and made it longer. And that's why it gets number 3 on this list.
The whole game just eeks of quality. Reeks.
Reeks.
It leaks of quality. It's just leaking out, guys.
Too much quality. Can't take it.
There's probably glitches or whatever. There's a whole series of Ben Buha. I don't know his name's.
Yeah.
Buja? I don't know. He does videos of Grand Theft Auto, and he does stuff for this game too. And they're funny and all, but really you won't see too many glitches.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It is just Grand Theft Horse, as a lot of people have pointed out.
I don't care. That's fine.
No. The fact of the matter is that it was a surprisingly well-written story. Like, you really felt compassion.
Way better than what a game should be.
Yeah, you really felt compassion to a lot of characters, especially John Marston, who was the main. I mean, don't get me wrong. After you left Mexico and you had to deal with Dutch and New Elizabeth, that was...
Spoilers.
The game's been out for like 2 years, dude.
Dude, you heard... this happened to me.
Yeah, we talked about this, and we said he had nothing to talk about anyway. Regardless... The game could have ended, as far as I'm concerned, in Mexico. You didn't really need the part after New Elizabeth, but the 2 parts before that, just the Wild West part and going to Mexico, were absolutely. First of all, it was a great looking game.
Yeah,
nobody can argue that.
No one can question that.
The weather effects were all great. The horse riding was fun. The Deadeye was a nice feature that I think was really needed for a game like this to work.
Yeah, I tried to play Grand Theft Auto 4, and it just was hard without anything like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm bad at games.
Because kind of like the Fallout VATS, which should be in every game.
Yeah, it should.
But yeah.
Maybe it means we're dirty casuals.
Maybe.
I don't think it does.
All around, it was just a great game, very well written, very well paced, I would say.
Yeah.
And you got a bunch of cool Wild West guns.
Thing is, we haven't played it for a while. Probably since our first or second playthrough.
Yeah, probably.
Probably maybe a year or so ago. But the thing is, we remember
look back on it fondly.
And this isn't just a nostalgia thing. There's no question that game should be in the top.
Everyone can vouch that Red Dead Redemption was a good game.
If you haven't played it, go out and play it. Because there's no part of the game you're going to be disappointed in. Even if you want to be upset with the ending, You know it's the only real ending you could have in that game.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just great. Just excelente.
Yeah. And it's the atmosphere that brings us on to number 2 of the list.
This is something that I wouldn't have admitted until last week when I went through both of them again, but BioShock 1.
BioShock 1. Now, a lot of people give a lot of crap to BioShock 2, and for the most part, it doesn't deserve a lot of it. I can definitely understand a lot of the complaints, how it's a sequel that didn't need to be made, how just being able to play as a Big Daddy and going back to Rapture for the sequel was just a 2K money grab. But 1 was really...
No one can argue this.
1 was just a great game.
It was, there's nothing anyone could have a problem with. I hate horror games, and a lot of people who actually have played BioShock are going to be, the game's not a horror game. It really isn't that much, but
it's not a horror.
It's scary to me.
It's more of like an on the edge of your seat.
The atmosphere's so good that even though it's not a horror game, you're scared all the time.
Yeah.
But there's flaws in the game in that you have to really be paying attention to get the whole deepness of the story. At least I did, because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, between the audio logs, people talking to you over the radio, sometimes it's hard to get all the facts immediately. Sometimes it takes a little finagling to kind of figure out what's going on. But for the most part, I mean, you understand what's going on. You can figure it out. The gameplay is absolutely solid. Plasmids are fun to use. So is shooting.
Everything is fun to do in that game.
Yeah.
There's some low points, which like the fishery. That part's boring.
Yeah, nobody likes fish.
But it's still not enough to bring it down. If you play that game, you're gonna have a great time. You're gonna feel a great story. You're gonna have really great fun playing it. You're gonna savor every single thing you get. Everything's perfect about it.
Again, very much looking forward to Infinite when it comes out later this year. I think around the same time, Q4.
I don't know. There's no way it can be as good as BioShock 1.
I'm just looking forward to it. I want to see what they do with it.
I know, but I played 1 and 2 in fast succession, everybody. I bought them both on Steam for some sale, I guess. But when I played 2, I had a kind of bad feeling in my mouth. Is that an expression? Bad taste in my mouth. Yeah, taste, guys. Yeah. Just because I finally got what a lot of people were saying and why that game shouldn't have been made, or why it was kind of rushed. But that's only because I had just played 1 again, which taught me how good that game is.
Yeah,
it should never have even been encroached upon by a 2 because 1 is so good.
I mean, we talked about just in the past segment about Red Dead Redemption, how the writing in that was extremely good and the story was good. BioShock blows that right out of the water.
Yeah, no, it's a classic game story that's going to last a long time.
Yeah,
people are going to talk about it for generations.
People are always going to remember Rapture. That's all there is to it.
It was a perfect game as far as that's concerned.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop saying a bunch of negative things and then say how it's a perfect game.
Okay, nice.
I'm really dropping the ball on that one, guys.
This is the surprise podcast.
Oh, boy.
Surprise podcast.
Yeah, but anyway.
This next one, though, no surprise.
Well, there's glitches in this one. This game is far from perfect. That's for sure. And when we first got it, when it first came out, it was way worse than it is today. And it's bad today. Oh, boy. But that being said, number 1 on the list, we spent hundreds of hours on each. Easily. And you may be saying, why isn't the one that came before it on this list? It's because it's not nearly as good. That game that we're talking about that's number 1 right now.
Here it comes.
That's Fallout New Vegas.
Dude, Fallout New freaking Vegas.
You guys are going to be outraged. I know it.
You want to know where your Skyrims are? You want to know where your Call of Duties are?
That's laughable. I was fighting to get Oblivion on this list, and he wouldn't have it, guys.
No.
I'm telling you that right now. Oblivion's better than Skyrim. Don't even start with me, you guys down there.
But you guys want to know where all your fighting games are? Nowhere. They don't belong on the list.
Absolutely, there's no this generation fighting games that belong on a list.
If you listen to last week's podcast, you'd understand why. The fact of the matter is that
well,
it was hard for us to not make this top 5 list of just have it all be New Vegas because it deserves it.
It never gets old. It's a perfect game.
Now, a lot of people would say, oh, well, you only have 4 different endings. That's totally not true.
You shut up.
Practically every quest in that game has an alternate way of solving the problem that's presented to you. Not to mention the fact that, a lot of the characters are very well written. The companions are all pretty interesting for the most part, except for Lily. She can probably just not.
Somebody likes her, but not us guys.
Yeah, we're big Cass fans because Cass is where it's at.
Yeah, I can't remember anyone else in that game.
Well, there's Veronica.
Guys, here's what I'm going to say. The thing is, you play this game, there's a million You're never going to have two same playthroughs.
No.
Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Because even in the first thing, you say that you're guided along. You have to go a certain path. You don't. Because people were complaining about how the game seemed more linear because you were stopped by strong enemies in certain paths. But there's ways to get past them if you do the right skills and stuff.
Yeah. It's a game.
It's an open game. It's a free game.
It's a game that does reward cunning, which is the most rewarding kind of game.
You know, cunny juice. Rewards cunning.
Cunning
Is that what you said?
Cunning linguists.
I think that's what you said.
Well, because speech checks. Think about it.
That's true.
Cunning linguists.
Cunning linguists.
Exactly. The fact of the matter is,
we earned the explicit rating today.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm talking about cunning linguists.
I said cunny, and I meant cunning.
Exactly.
Sorry, guys.
The simple fact of the matter is, A, the game is well written. It's fun. Now, there are some plot holes in it, and people will complain about certain things, about how there's a lot of repeating of NPCs just saying the same thing over and over again, like, hey, there's the high roller. Hey, there's the high roller. Hey, there's the high roller.
Just don't even start with me. You think that's... Nobody wants to listen to that. Here's the deal. Nobody cares about that.
Yeah, I mean...
Just get over it.
No game is perfect. We talked about this.
But this game is the best of the generation. There's no question. For us, at least.
Yeah, I mean... The weapons are all cool.
Just the shooting in general. The gameplay is it's always fun. There's so much stuff you can do. There's so many ways you could play. Like in 3, and I did this again in New Vegas, all I did was just be a crazy guy with a sledgehammer who would just beat people to death with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
You can do it.
You could be a cowboy. You could be a spaceman. You could be a spaceman cowboy.
Just you can have fun with it. And you can be who you want. Just the factions are incredibly well written and smart. And me and him have had political discussions about how the entire wasteland will be affected by things.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that Fallout New Vegas is the proud owner of some of the best DLC of all time.
That is 100% true. We've talked about it a little bit in the last episode.
We did. It comes up a lot.
It does come up a lot because it's really the thing to look at when it comes to DLC.
But the fact of the matter is, Dead Money is superb. Honest Hearts I hold as the single best DLC of all time, which I know a lot of people are already mad about that.
I don't agree with that at all.
You had Old World Blues, which is great.
I think it's better than Honest Hearts.
You had Lonesome Road, which I secretly always want to say is better than Honest Hearts, but it just isn't.
It also isn't, guys.
And then you had Gunrunner's Arsenal, which proved that you can have a fun $3 DLC that has tons of content to it.
I don't know why more games don't do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want weapon packs, I bet, but those people are dumb.
I mean, Mass Effect 2 released a lot of weapons packs, but you got like 2 weapons for $2. Gunrunner's Arsenal was like $5. You got loads of new weapons.
It really does make a lot of... I'm losing words today. It just makes more stuff you can do in the game.
Yeah. It makes killing dudes faster and funnerer.
Like that... Just let's briefly talk about some playthroughs we did.
Okay.
Because that maybe will give you an idea of the freedom to do what you want in this game. I know that you had... what did you have?
Well, I have a lot of... I do hardcore for the most part.
First of all, guys, yeah, you can do hardcore mode. It's totally different from normal mode, and it adds a lot of depth and difficulty and differences to a normal playthrough.
Yeah. But
no other game would do that for you.
But I have a standard, like, cowboy hardcore mode, like guns, survival, lever action rifles, all that. I feel really cool when I see a Cazador off in the distance and I just use a peep sight and take it out with, like, a 45-70 Gov rifle. It's really cool. I feel like a cool guy.
But you might be saying, well, that's not that good. Of course you're going to be a cowboy. It's a cowboy game. It's not a cowboy game. You shut up. I've done mercenary runs where I've just used, like, a single weapon. Like, I had the assault carbine. That's all I used for an entire run-through, and it was really fun. Even though it was only one weapon. Yeah.
I did a run where I would pretend to be Skull Knight from Berserk. I just had a really creepy armor on, and I had a giant sword, and I beat people to death with it.
Didn't you also do the drug that made time slow down?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. There's crazy drugs in the game. There's all this weird stuff. There's so much depth there. There's so much stuff you can do. And if you haven't played the game, and you're interested in shooting stuff... free roam games with non-linear paths. I don't know what you're doing. You probably already played it.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Now, what you said and what I alluded to earlier was Fallout 3. Why is that not on the list? Because New Vegas is better than in every single regard.
Yeah, I mean...
Except atmosphere.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I do like the atmosphere of 3 a lot better.
I think I do. I don't even know about that. I want to say that I do, but I also don't want to give it to it.
But the thing of it is that 3 isn't even like original Fallout. That's not what Fallout really is. If you go back,
when I started with 3, everybody.
Yeah, and, I did as well.
Guilty as charged on that one, and so I didn't really care about the traditionalness of the environment.
And 3 had a great environment just as a standalone.
A lot of Americans could probably enjoy playing it.
Yeah, because America.
And since we are all Americans here,
except for your guy.
Well, he's
a defector, so he's a new American.
Yeah, so he appreciates it more than the old ones.
Yeah. He was disappointed 3 didn't make the list. He was.
But you know what? I think Jurgen knows that New Vegas is the way to go.
He's an engineer. He's not a podcaster because he can't speak.
He's not a podcaster, but he's going to play the game.
I said he's an engineer, not a podcaster. That's why he's not speaking right now on the podcast.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we invite him over, but I think he's also scared of microphones.
Well, yeah.
He calls them the robot tongue.
The devil's robot tongue.
He's scared of it.
Yeah, I would be too.
They don't have that kind of stuff in Russia, guys.
It's true.
I think. I'm not going to ask him because he can't respond to that.
He can't write either. Don't even ask.
He can't hear most things. I don't know why he's an engineer.
A sound engineer, especially. Yeah.
Especially now that we're number 1. We did it. I don't know why we have to deal with I mean, we like him. We want him around. He doesn't have to do the job, though, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
He can just hang out.
Yeah, that's true.
We should get a real engineer.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know.
Anyway, guys, you sat through it. You heard our opinion of top 5.
Write us about it.
Best.
Do it.
Yeah. Tell us your opinion.
Tell us how wrong we are.
Don't worry. There are a lot of people who are definitely going to be disagreeing with a lot of these on this list.
And you can write us and I'll say why you're dumb. Listen, I would love to tell you why you're dumb. But you have to admit when you're dumb, guys. If we're going to get along with this new internet thing, when people are dumb, they have to admit it.
Yeah.
We're not going to get anywhere until we do that with this internet.
Don't be stubborn.
No. When you're wrong, you're wrong. And here's the secret. The Sons, we're always right.
The sun shines brightly on us, the Sons of Vidya.
We'll be right back. We're back, everybody. How was that song?
We are back.
How was the song? Guys, it is a warm 150 degrees from on top of this building.
Balmy, some would call it.
Oh, boy. You could water slide down my back, people. It's a long back. It's a strong back, but it is a wet back today.
That's
Oops.
racist.
I'm telling you, we always fall into this racist podcast business. It's an accident.
Yeah.
We love our Mexican brothers.
It's true. Not sisters, though.
What? I love them in a different way.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a G-rated podcast.
Yeah.
They're a little sister that I love to give presents to. But that's why we are going to do our ad for air conditioners. We were given, was it 4 different air conditioning brands we got to do?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Ah, boy. They just give us, we just have topics that we got to advertise for, and then they make us do it, guys. We're a progressive podcast. They know we're going to be hot because we're on top of a building.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone knows. High up in a building, high up in the temperatures.
Yeah. It's not even a little bit false, guys. These are all facts.
Each one more factual than the last.
Facts. So, that's why you should buy the Cold Rolled Gold Pretzel air conditioner. It's the bendiest. Okay, now you have to do one.
I know. Also, this podcast is brought to you today by the Cold Shoulder brand air conditioning. When you have guests, be sure to give them the cold shoulder.
They don't even know they're getting it. I mean, that's rough.
It's true.
How about everyone remembers your favorite air conditioning? It's one I've used since I was a child. It's the Polar Bear Express, shaped like a train, so that nobody has to know.
And last but certainly not least, Iceman air conditioners. You can be my air conditioner anytime.
Oh, man, we can't laugh at our own jokes. Oh, boy, guys, here's the next segment. Oh, boy, I can't even stick with it.
That was a solid segue, my friend. Solid segue.
I'm sorry. We're professional podcasters. I'm sorry.
But this is what the critics cited most as the reason why we're number 1.
Audiences are tuning in to hear me lose my shit on everything. We're cursing now.
All right, podcasters.
You're going to hear a bleep there, people. You're going to hear it.
Yeah, we got to get a dump button.
You got to get a dump button. Oh, this guy's funny, though. He hits me with these Top Gun jokes. It's all I got. I can't deal with it.
All right,
Some of us only got 1 hour of sleep.
All right, podcasters. Today, right now, we're going to talk about what games we're playing right now.
We can't hit the chair.
It's too late.
It's Jurg's chair.
Yeah, it's true. I'm sorry. It's all right, yours.
He's not going to take that line down.
Tom, what games are we playing?
Right now, I have this problem where I buy games and I don't play them. But what happened was there's a Steam sale right now for Anno 2070, and I bought that.
Is it 2070?
I'm 100% confident that's what it's called.
All right.
Have you ever seen the title of the game?
Yeah, I saw it once.
I think I know what it's called.
I thought it was 2070, but you might be right.
I just said 2070.
You said 27.
We have the recording now.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
gonna regret this day, friend. You're gonna rue it. It's gonna be rueful. Anyway, so it's I've been playing that a little bit. I'm just getting started with it. I don't know about it yet, listener. I've always been a big fan of SimCity games ever since SimCity 2000. But this game is a little different, but a lot alike it. And I'm playing it right now, and it's got a steep learning curve, I think. I don't know how I'm gonna. I don't know, guys. We'll see about that one.
Well, you said it's like a post-apocalyptic kind of.
It's like there's a giant, like an eco disaster.
It's like Science Noah.
That's pretty accurate.
Thank you.
But I'm gonna get a lot of Anno fans who are gonna kill me. First of all, they're gonna say it's not pronounced that way.
They're gonna take the submarines all the way up to the top of this building.
Take the arcs, dude. It's cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm also playing Animal Crossing. It's just City Folk, everybody. I only got a Wii again recently, and it is great. I'm enjoying that game with all of my heart.
Would you say we?
No, come on.
Okay.
No one would say that. That's not why they called it that.
That's true.
Dude, they abbreviated Ennui. That's how it got the name. You didn't know that, right?
Philosophical.
Dude, it's real rough. They know how gamers are. It's sort of a joke.
That's true. Anyway, I'm also playing Animal Crossing, City Folk. We should get tell people our things. That'd be cool.
No.
I'll put it on the blog.
What, our friend codes?
Yeah, why not?
No. They're going to chop down all my trees. We can't trust these listeners.
We can't. They won't be able to get in unless we open the gate.
Guys, we can barely get into our own towns.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Ugh.
Playing Animal Crossing. Really into Age of Empires.
We need to mention that blog thing.
Yeah, that's true. We'll do it at the end.
Yeah.
I'm really into Age of Empires 3 right now. It's a really solid RTS. A lot of people think it's less good than Age of Empires 2, which is correct. But 3 has a lot going for it that I really like. I like the home cities. I like the differences in units that you can, and architecture, you can really tell, and I think it's a really cool thing. Plus, I'm a big history guy, and everyone knows that the Russians fought the Ottoman Empire up in Maine for control of the New World. Historical accuracy.
You're not playing it for historical accuracy.
No,
we just like the way Russian people sound.
Yeah, you're playing it because you like muskets.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, can all admit that Medieval is a better game than Age of Empires sometimes?
Yeah, well, that's because it has a lot more. It has a lot more in terms of just what to do. You're not constantly in battle.
Because here's why I'm going to reel it in. Age of Empires 3 is way better than Empire or Napoleon. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Because Age of Empires 3 is really fun. It's addictive, and if anyone has a problem with that Home City thing, they can suck it because they're wrong.
Yeah, Home City. It's a unique thing. I like that they took risks. And I think it's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah,
it really is a great game. I also was going through a GameStop when I saw a Wii peripheral and a Wii knife. By peripheral, I should have said gun.
Yeah.
Because they're both peripherals. But it was a giant, sweet revolver magnum kind of deal. And it was for Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles. And I bought it immediately because I will buy anything that is plastic and ridiculous looking.
Yeah. So we've been playing that. It's a co-op rail shooter. I still think the graphics are less good than I'm.
It is absolutely not less good.
I think they are.
You need to get your eyes checked.
I think they are.
I'm going to say we played Umbrella Chronicles and we really liked it. It's definitely the kind of thing that works on the Wii, and I'm shocked there's not more like it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm shocked there still isn't like a Time Crisis because that's a game we would.
There might be. We need to look that up.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I can't believe there isn't one so much that there has to be one.
Yeah. I mean, the Wiimote is just, that's what it's designed for.
Pretty much.
Shoot-tan.
Although it is it's not as accurate as I would like, but the game is still fun. You're not playing it for a story or for anything like that, but it's a good, fun thing to shoot around. Although the shooting is tough in this game, too.
Well, now that we're using different...
Well, no, even then, the camera's very shaky and stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, but I think they have to do that.
It's on purpose, but...
Make it not incredibly easy.
Yeah, but I would like an incredibly easy game. Maybe you change the difficulty and it becomes way easier. Is there anything else you're playing?
No, I think that's it. This is not what we're playing, but this week on the 23rd, Total War 2, Shogun 2, Fall of the Samurai expansion is coming out. We are both very excited for that.
That's going to be great, guys. It's going to be great.
Do you like the movie The Last Samurai? Then you should probably get this game because it's just that movie.
Do you hate that movie? Come on. It's a great movie.
It's a pretty good movie.
Listen, I don't care about Tom Cruise. I don't. Don't tell him I said that.
Tom Cruise is a pretty good actor. I kind of like him.
I'm not.
He's in Top Gun. Think about it.
I'm not going out of my way
Top Gun.
to see any of his movies.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But that's a good movie that's got a lot of crap because some stupid crap. It was all right. Okay, maybe it wasn't a good movie, but I like seeing samurai armor.
Yeah.
Does that count? Anyway.
I think it was a good movie. I don't see anything terribly wrong with it.
Regardless.
I love Timothy Spall.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
He's not like one of the big names that I would have heard a million times.
He's in Harry Potter. That's where we're going to get it.
I haven't heard that. I haven't seen it. I haven't read it. I'm not going to...
I don't know anything about it.
I don't listen to the H. Potter podcast. The Harry podcast. Man, that should have been the name of that. We're going to have to make a podcast right after this.
It's because you spent too much time listening to the Freddie Prinze cast.
We're not doing that. No. I told you, listener. You're one guy now. You're just a listener. But that's sad. We have to listen to Freddie Prinze. He shouldn't even be A-list enough to get on this podcast.
I think I'm going to talk about Freddie Prinze every week. Dude,
no! You're addicted. Listen, I gotta stop him every time.
I'm the maverick of the podcast.
He's not first of all, we all know that I am the host and you're the sub-host. The demi-host.
Yeah, that's why I'm the maverick. You got to reel me in.
No, dude, it should be the opposite.
No, I'm like the loose cannon.
Oh,
you're the steady, calming influence, and I'm the guy on the edge.
That's true.
I'm like the Martin. I think it was Martin.
George R.R. Martin?
No, Martin Riggs. I think it was Martin Riggs in Lethal Weapon.
Well, you really made a good call on that joke. You got the speed, the wit, and the name. You had them all in the chamber. You're ready to go.
Rapid fire.
Couldn't think of another loose cannon. Boom. Had to go with the one that you barely knew.
Well, I had to go with... I mean, I could have gone with Dirty Harry, but Dirty Harry didn't have a partner.
Yeah, that's how loose he was.
Damn.
And that's how we're going to define loose from now on.
Now we just need to find Goose and E, and we'll be good to go.
We can't make callbacks like the first podcast like that. A new listener is listening to this episode because he could go anywhere and find it.
Yeah,
he saw.
It's. I think now it's mandatory listening in some college classes.
He saw our insert in Baby Feeding Monthly,
Better Homes and Gardens,
Japanese Fishing Incorporated magazine,
Cat Fancy,
Dog Fancy,
Hamster Fancy.
He saw Monkey and Zoology Expert magazine. We had an insert in that.
Mac Quarterly.
Anything we've ever mentioned in the podcast, there's a magazine that's devoted to us.
Like Freddie Prinze Jr. Quarterly.
God. No. Name one movie he was in.
Scream.
All right. I'm not going to scream right now. But I'm really upset that you would have said that.
Why? When I looked it up on IMDb, that was his most famous movie. He was in Scooby-Doo, too.
No, because here's what happens, all right? Here's what happens. You have a podcast, right? It's not that famous, and you make jokes like this. Then it gets super duper famous, and then the guy has to come on. Name like Christina Hendricks instead. Because then we'll keep dropping her name, and then she'll show up, and it'll be really funny. For me, if you catch my drift.
You're going to learn a lot about us on this podcast, guys.
Oh, come on. Like, any man could say that she's not attractive. There's no one out there who's like, ew, what weird dudes this guy's ours. No one's saying that.
What part of the world was that guy living in?
I'm just saying no one's going to say it. Because they can't say it like that.
I was about to say, I don't think anyone would say it.
All right. Well, anyway.
Moving on, kids.
This guy.
All right. Yeah, so we had a winner from last week. I'm not going to say who it was, so you don't all go to his house and beat him for his Steam dollars.
But
we had a
winner. It wasn't a contest. Well, it sort of was. It was more like a raffle.
Yeah, but you still have a winner of a raffle.
That's true. I'm being too I can't even say words.
It's hard. But yeah, so same
1
deal
hour
this
sleep.
week. Just shoot us an email, sonsofvidya@gmail.com. Include your name, any comments about the podcast that you want to speak up, and like your PSN, your Xbox thing, your Steam account. And if you're the lucky guy or girl, you get some free swag out of it.
Do they have to say what gender they are when they email?
That should probably, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think they do.
For legal purposes, they do.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. How about we just assume what gender they are based on their name?
Deal.
Because that's fair.
And if you don't want us to do that, then include your gender.
If you have a girly email name, we're going to call you out on it. That's for sure.
And lovely lady, and then it's embarrassing for you.
Yeah, we got some real reinforced gender roles here.
Yeah, gender binaries. That's what this podcast is all about.
I'm going to tell you, if I think you have a girly email, you're not getting the raffle prize.
That's discriminatory. You can't do that.
Can we do it on a podcast?
Maybe.
Can I do it in jest, but really mean it?
Yes.
Okay.
That is acceptable.
Well, then we're going to have to censor out that I really mean it.
Okay, deal.
Okay, well, that's fair.
Yeah. Also, we got a blog going up now. It's being written by me, D. Marks.
I may contribute it in the future.
Yeah. It's Sons of Vidya.
I'm the Maverick,
thing.
and I don't.
I'm the Maverick. We just talked about this.
I think I'm the Maverick in this case.
Yeah, deal. But it's Sons of Vidya. Once again,
we should do one on Mega Man X, by the way.
Yeah, it's true. Once again, vidya.blogspot.com.
I have never been to the website, guys. I assume it's great.
Yeah. He's always telling me how he wishes he was there.
Yeah.
He wishes he saw it.
I bet you it's really good. It's got to be good.
Yeah, of course.
I know the quality that a Sons of Vidya brings to everything they do.
The sun shines down on the Sons of Vidya.
Stop doing jokes like that. No one likes them. I got 6 emails from that other one you did.
What other one?
You didn't mention it on the podcast. You mentioned it in your real life. People emailed me about it.
That seems... guys, if that happens, please tell me about it directly. I feel like that's a really circuitous way to go around it.
Yeah, but they said that I had to bring it up on the podcast. They don't like these sun puns. Oh, boy.
All right.
They made the joke, you're like Sunny D.
I kind of like that a lot.
Yeah, I shouldn't have even said it. Now he's gonna make that joke later.
Anyway, email.
I'm gonna introduce you as Sunny D.
Nice. Anyway, email, blog, check it out. Shoot us a line.
I don't have the videos up yet, guys.
He's gonna have one up this week. I promise.
I am gonna also probably promise that.
Yeah.
And I know you guys are waiting to see my beautiful face.
Dude, you should do it on Dear Esther.
I'm gonna probably do it on Dear Esther.
Yeah,
That's a quick game.
Yeah.
You can email me on how to pronounce the name Esther, because I know it's Esther, and I'm going to say Ether.
Ether.
Because I have some sort of speech impediment that makes me a retard. Oh, I'm sorry to our retarded listeners.
Can I still say Neanderthal?
Maybe.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, blog, email, eventually videos, and that'll be great. And we're really excited to have you look at all of our content. We'll probably have a Twitter handle soon.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, that doesn't take any work.
You kids love Twitter now.
Yeah. All about the Twitters.
All you do is tweet us on how we should get a Twitter, and we can't read them.
It's really counterproductive.
Just email us like we told you. We can't read Twitter stuff.
We don't have one yet.
We don't even have a Facebook. Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, we have 10 fan pages.
Yeah.
You guys should probably unite into one fan page.
Well, each one has the maximum 5,000.
So
it has to. Yeah, that's how they have to do it.
But I feel like they could have gotten a petition at this point and given it to Mark Zimberberg and told him that only the Sons of Vidya one should be higher.
I mean, the last week's podcast is in the Library of Congress, archived for being culturally important. Well, so you think Mark Zuckerberg could maybe make an allowance for this one?
Well, the thing is, in addition to that, they put a podcast player, which is called an SOV player for short, because it was built for us.
Yeah. And
they sent it to Mars, and it just got there today.
Yeah.
And what it does is it plays it, and all of space can hear it. Mm-hmm. So it's going to live throughout time, but maybe the Facebook page could live throughout now.
It's a time capsule of sound.
But it plays constantly. It uses solar energy.
Yeah, it's smart. I'm shocked we don't do it for everything.
I'm shocked we don't do it either. It's because of these tycoons, guys.
Yeah.
A little bit of Anno 2070.
A little bit of the Illuminati podcast that we allude to.
Dude, that was some L's right there.
Illuminati.
Little.
Anyway, yeah, so thanks a lot. We're moving on.
We appreciate it, guys. I know that I said that joke earlier about how you guys don't like us, or how you didn't matter. You do matter.
Thank you.
We love you a lot. You have been listening, which is weird.
Yeah.
We have a shockingly high number of downloads. We're peeling back the veil here. Shockingly high.
Through the roof.
I'm still shocked. And I know you think that's a joke, guys. It's not. I know I'm Mr. Joke, the Maverick, but there's a ton.
Will you stop saying that you're the Maverick? It confirms that I'm the Maverick.
No, I think it's still up for debate. Because everyone knows Tom C's a Maverick.
Yeah, but my name...
It's my bumper sticker.
...has some of the letters of Maverick in it.
If I'm not on the blog as Tom C and then the Maverick, the site is wrong. We need to do that. I don't know what's going on.
We'll work on that.
Can we have us both be labeled as the Maverick?
Could you be Mav and I'll be Rick?
No.
Do you want to be Rick?
Only if I'm the guy from Pawn Stars.
Deal.
Oh, boy, that was a mistake. I got the poor end on that deal. He's a great guy. I don't know him, but I know his TV persona, and he's a great guy on TV. Guys, it's time for your favorite segment.
Favorite segment.
It's time for our speed list of games.
Guys,
today.
You know how it works. We rapid fire off.
Speed runs. We got to get through them. We don't have that much time left. We're trying to hit the 400-hour minute time mark on this, and we have to get to
the 400-second minute.
We took this list. It is CNET's top 10 games of all time. We're on the top podcast for CNET.
Yeah.
But this is...
it seemed like a natural choice for this week.
This is of all time, guys, and I gotta tell you, we have some opinions on these games. Ready?
All right. I'll let you start off. Half-Life.
Half-Life. You learn about chemistry with Gordon Freeman's StarCraft.
StarCraft. You make wallets in space. The Sims.
Oh, we didn't actually rate any of these.
Just keep going.
Oh, The Sims. It's about the money that you use in SimCity. 10 out of 10. The Quake series.
You learn all about seismography. 3 out of 10.
I'm going to give you Madden.
Madden, this is the game about the popular TV show with John Hamm and Christina Hendricks. Make your own ads in the 1950s in a man's-controlled environment as a woman. 8.5 out of 10.
I would give it a 19 out of 50.
That's clever. Also, it's the 1960s. My apologies.
Oh, boy.
EverQuest.
EverQuest, it's a game that never ends. It's about the never-ending story, but you have to write it and you have to make it in a video game. Halo 1.
Halo, you learn all about the Bible. You learn all about the compassion of Jesus Christ.
He's everyone's savior.
December 25th out of 10. Metal Gear Solid.
Well, this is where they first learned that metal was a solid, and also they used it for gears and stuff, and then they made Gears of War 3. 16 out of 25. Grand Theft Auto 3.
This is the third time that you are arrested for Grand Theft Auto. This is the third strike, dude. You're in jail for life.
You're going to learn from that.
3 consecutive life sentences out of 10. And last one, Zelda Ocarina of Time.
It takes a long time to build this ocarina, but when you get there, man, oh boy, is it worth it. It's of all time. It's the only one you're going to need, guys. Only one you're going to need. 100 out of 10.
And that's it!
We'll see you next week!
Guys, thanks a lot for listening.